Hey guys, Universal here, and it's been about a week since the update came out, maybe a little bit, like I think like a week and a day or something like that. But I decided to finally, make the tier list. Obviously I'm going to go based off of my personal opinion, but of all the YouTubers who do tier lists on this game, mine's probably the most valid because like I actually play the game a lot, and I go back and forth with my community doing these 1v1s and finding out what's good and what isn't. But anyways, let's go ahead and start going through this list. First off, let me just go ahead and set some staple fruits in each category that sets it up for that category. So in Z tier, the staple fruit I put there is Venom. I will be putting these in order from strongest to weakest from left to right, so you'll see me put more fruits in there later, but for now, Z tier, Venom's gonna be my staple fruit right there. It's just a really good fruit. The Geyser is super good in terms of combo starting. It's really spammable, the one skill bypassing block. Venom Road is really good for combo starting if your opponent doesn't know that they can turn in it. The thing that holds it back is that once you're back in your base form, you're kind of trash and you're kind of you're screwed, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, other than that, it's a really good fruit. Definitely one of the stronger mythical fruits in the game, and definitely Z tier worthy. My S tier staple, let's see, that'll be Magnet. Magnet is definitely my S tier staple. Definitely the best legendary in the game. It just has it's goated in stun trades. It has a bunch of stuff that allows you to get past your opponent holding F. The metal arms repel is just super broken in terms of locking your opponent down. Then you dash up to them. You cyclone. Free combo starter. There's really nothing they can do. And Magnet easily has one of the best ultimates in the game. You just launch, you hold that, and when you fire it, it launches your opponent completely away from you. The only way to counter this is with a move that gives you iframes, and even then, if you use Red Rock too late, you'd still eat all the damage before you even got your move off because of the no iframes until you teleport. So it's a really good fruit. It's gonna be my staple fruit for S tier. And next up, let me see. A tier is gonna be a fruit that's still good, but it's not S tier worthy. I'd say my staple fruit for that would probably be Falcon. Falcon, slept on. Oh, this is more of a 1v1s. This isn't a bounty hunting tier list. This is more of think of it a 1v1s aspect kind of, but because Kalo and stuff, because we literally have a 1v1 mode, so think about it like that. But Falcon is even though it's uncommon, one of these strong, it's base Phoenix, but if it was good. It's a combination of base and mode Phoenix, so it's worse than mode Phoenix, don't get me wrong, but it's a better version of the base Phoenix. And this Falcon punch, the stun and how long you can hold the move itself is so good. And in terms of combo starting, you have your wing slicer and stuff. It's basically kind of like a grilled dough, I'm not gonna lie, the way it drags them and then hits them. And overall, really strong fruit. My B tier staple, let me see what I want to go for B tier staple. Because now we're kind of getting down there for real. I would put flame there, but I'm pretty sure the buffs make it A tier, so I'm gonna put ice down there. Ice is it's definitely better than the fruits I'm gonna put below it, but at the same time, ice just still isn't really good in general. I mean, Ice Dragon and Ice Age are pretty good moves. Pheasant isn't really good, Geyser isn't good, and Partisan isn't really good. I mean, they're damage, they stun, then you can go for M1s, but going for M1s in this game isn't really good half the time, because if your opponent escapes stun and they attack you, you usually end up getting put in an 800 damage combo. So I don't like to depend on any type of stun fruit that involves M1s, which is why it's pretty down there for me. Staple fruit for... Dang, because I got B, C, D. I don't even need all these tiers, man. Why add all these tiers, bro? Staple fruit for F tier. My fault. That's Chop. Definitely Z tier Chop. But in all reality, F tier down there. Actually, I'll just go ahead and throw the F tier fruits down there. We got... Oh, actually, I've seen somebody go crazy with Barrier. Barrier is going to be my D tier staple. Barrier is going to be my D tier. I've seen people go insanely crazy with air camping Barrier. So it's going to be my D tier staple. It's actually possible to beat people, especially because of the reflection and trapping people in orbs and stuff. It's not good, but it's not that terrible. It's not good, but it's not that terrible. And I need something for C tier. What's decent, but not really. Low-key Sand could be my C tier staple. I think Sand is better than Barrier. I've seen people go crazy with Sand. It's pretty good. All right, these will be my staple fruits for each category, and now I can actually go through and start ranking these. All right. First off, I'll start off with Quake. It did catch a massive nerf in terms of its damage and cooldowns, which was the only thing making it any decent in the last update. Obviously, eruption bypassing block is still pretty insane, so I think I'm probably gonna give it like top of A tier, but I don't think I'll be putting it in that S tier category, considering that like if your opponent is smart enough to save their soul roof when you do eruption, they double jump over you. Half of like the fruits in the game can literally just punish you at that point because of how much in lag eruption has in itself. Let's see, next fruit. Let me do a pretty good one. I'd say Goro. This is definitely going, this is interchangeable, right? Goro and Magnet low-key go hand in hand, which is a sad thing to say, but that's just how good Magnet is and how like underwhelming Goro is in terms of the other mythicals. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's not to say either one is bad, it's just to say they're really close to each other. Both of these are still extremely strong fruits, and you could beat like anything in Z tier if they're bad enough, or you can obviously beat anything below it. But like it's just like it's good, but they're about even. They're about even. I like honestly, you can make a really good argument that Magnet's better. I'm not gonna lie to you. But anyways, let's move on because I'm rambling about this way too much. Let me see. Dark. This can get A tier. This can get A tier above Quake. I'm not gonna lie. Half the people in this game, like the only reason I'm giving Dark this high is because half the people in this game don't know how to use their F button, which completely counters Dark, by the way. Because if you don't hit this pull, you're screwed. If people were smart enough to know that when people are in this, not that skill, not the black hole, this one, Dark Hole right here, when you turn into this, that last little explosion at the end of the skill is literally blockable, and you can punish the Dark user for using it. If people had the common sense to know they could do this, it would completely fry the Dark meta. Completely fry it. But people are stupid and don't know how to use their F button, so until they learn how to do that, Dark is definitely like one of the best fruits in the game. Like it's not actually good, because like if anybody in S tier knows how to use their F button, you're gonna fry that Dark user. But like against the noobs who like just complain that the game is unbalanced and I don't know how to use my F button, I don't know how to use my dash correctly, you know, you're gonna like body them up. Next is Paw. Bro, I haven't seen this fruit in so long. Just because of how it's been so long since I've seen it, I think it's like really just out of the meta right now. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, who uses Paw, bro? Like literally who uses it, bro? I don't see anyone using it. But I'd say it's top of A. I don't think it's S tier, but I mean, you could definitely make an argument for low S tier just because of the fact of like it has some of the literal best movement in the game. It's like crazy how good a movement is, but anything above it like in S tier has like tons of counters to it, which is the only reason I don't feel like too comfortable giving it S tier. Next up, we got Dough. This is another S tier fruit. This one is above both of these for sure. Not Z tier. Z tier is saved for yeah, I gotta say for 4 fruits specifically. You could probably guess what those are. Go ahead and guess them in the comment section right now if you want to. But Dough's really good. It's really great against close range fruits. It's really good at stun trading in general. It did just recently get buffed with the 0.5 more grilled dough stun in the last update, which makes it extremely good. I do feel like it's still somewhat lacking, but I feel like an awakening in the future where it gets some of its moves buffed would fix the problem. So you know, we'll just like, you know, wait on that for the future, and maybe it'll become like one of the Z tiers. Don't ignore this extra dragon, by the way. I have a dragon v1 right here and a dragon v2 right here. Next up, we have Gravity, low S tier. Getting iframes on that skill where you send them into the sky was a crazy great change. Though this is countered by fruits like Dragon with Demolition, Buzz Cut from Dough, because they can literally just iframe the entire skill. But for other fruits, it literally forces them to back off. And as long as you did it like in the sky, you'll be fine from getting punished most of the time. Next up, we have Light. Low key, I heard Light's like one of the better fruits in the game now. Honestly, I think you could make an argument for this being S tier. Light Kick being like guard breaking is insane. Light is kind of like in the same state of Paw, but I'm pretty sure Paw's combos just do more damage in general. But and like they have similar movements, so I'm gonna say like these two are about even. I'm not gonna lie, but you could really make an argument for either or. Next up, we have Magma. I'm putting Magma above Gravity, below Magnet, but above Gravity for sure. It just has way more damage in terms of combos and versatility, especially with the Magma Hound being able to push people, or the Hellhound, and you can block while doing it, meaning like fruits like Dough, their only counter is like buzz cut, because if he throws a grilled dough at you, it's just gonna fly right through you. So you're good. It's just a really broken skill. Like I don't know if it's intentional, but the fact that you can still block while using Hellhound to this day is insane. And then you also have, let me show you this 2 skill right here, Meteor Volcano. The fact that this can sometimes get around people's blocks, and then you could just combo start from that and then just throw a major eruption after it. It's like really good, and I really love Magma. It'll always hold a special place in my heart. It's my favorite epic fruit, I'm not gonna lie. Next up we have Bomb. I'll say this is down here B tier. I think it's better than Ice. I'm pretty sure that's like actual combos, but overall Bomb's kind of like a slower fruit in terms of like the ult. Pretty sure it's really counterable. It does have good movement, but like Grenadier Blast is like really close range. Leap is I, but like it's like kind of like readable. Kick Bomb is W for the auto target, but if your opponent holds like a stun trade move, you're gonna be fried. And then Howitzer Impact is aight, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't do enough damage. Next up we have Phoenix. This is definitively an S tier, above Magma, below Magnet. Magnet counters the hell out of Phoenix too, like it's bad, but Phoenix mode, and the fact that you could transform above 50% with Phoenix, it's like a extremely strong fruit. I could beat like does with Phoenix. Like it's not that hard, I'm not gonna lie to you, as long as you play right. It's just like your one skill in mode, being able to get past block half the time is like really strong, unless you're fighting a controller player, because you know controller players just, you know, the auto aim block, so you just don't get around it, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. You have your Bluebird, which is extremely spammable for just guard breaking projectiles that will usually juggle you. Phoenix Rush, one of the best moves in the game for like combo starting, catching your opponent off guard, but if you do sell it, you get punished heavy. And then Hawk Rush for just running around. The only thing holding Phoenix mode back is, you know, lack of Soru, so you know movement is kind of stuffed from when you get pushed, so you have to be kind of careful. Next up we have Smoke. Smoke's not bad. I don't think it's in the same tier as Sand. I think Smoke's like below Barrier, because like there's like this one Barrier user, I think it's like Lily Wolf, you know him in the Discord, Popo Discord server, or you know him in my Discord server. I'm pretty sure I hear crazy stories about Lily Wolf beating like mythical fruits with Barrier and legendary fruits with Barrier. So you know, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt and like, you know, saying it's better than this. I still don't think Barrier is good. I think they beat like terrible people, don't get me wrong, but beating a mythical with Barrier in itself is still like an insane feat. So you know, I'll give it a little bit for that. Dragon V1, it's good. I don't think it's better than Magnet, right? It's interchangeable between Phoenix and what you call it, like I got Phoenix and Dragon V1 is interchangeable. Both of them are like just as good to me. I'll just leave Dragon V1 above it though, because I feel like Dragon V1 can fight above fight a little bit more evenly with some of the higher tier fruits because of the damage of its combos itself. But other than that, I do feel like Phoenix is a way better like option for trying to like get combo starting done in general. Next up we got Nika. This is another Z tier fruit. It is not better than Venom. If you know how to like run away and kite, you can literally run away from the whole like transform Nika moveset, and the base got gutted in terms of like the barrage. Oh wait, where's the barrage at? Like I gotta show y'all this. Like Nika right here. Let me see, what's it called again? Rock Gatling. Like the range on this, it got nerfed by like half, so like it's no longer as crazy as it used to be, which means if your opponent Neo Redhawks and then immediately barrages, you can actually get out of the way of it now, stopping the like brain deadness that was like you literally after they use Neo Redhawk, unless you were using a stun trade move, you would always get caught. And then Red Rock got its initial startup iframes removed, meaning you can like force them to release the skill. So overall, I do think Nika does get moved down a little bit in terms of, you know, the base. And then like the mode moveset, as long as you're smart and you run properly, they can't catch you. They have to get hella close for that first mode skill. Dawn Rocket has the most wind up known to man, and you can punish them for using it after you block it. Mole Pistol, again, most wind up ever, unless the Nika's smart and uses it to stun trade. Then you might be fried, I ain't gonna lie. That's why it's still in Z tier, don't get me wrong. Nika's still super strong. Rising Bolt, which after you use Rising Bolt, you can grab them out of it with the spinning top move, which is extremely strong. The only problem with Rising Bolt is it's super slow, so as long as you save your Soru, it's pretty easy to dodge. Gigant Stamp, True combos after spinning top for most fruits, unless it's like Ope, in which they can teleport out of the way, or like Venom, they can use Poison Storm to get out of the way. But in most cases, it's really good, and it also gives iframes. Then you have Bajrang Gun, which does 400 damage for no freaking reason, and is the best ult in the game. There's like, oh, it's ridiculous. You can even sometimes combo extend off of that ult. It's like not okay. Next up, you have Leopard. Leopard's gonna be the highest in S tier for me. I do have Leopard above Doe in terms of like being able to do damage and combos, but I just feel like it can work better against these higher tier fruits because of the Rokugan cheese. Because like literally iframes, after you click a button, you're instantly on your opponent and you can start your combo with a spiral kick afterwards. That's the only reason I have it above Doe. Literally the only reason. If it didn't have that Rokugan cheese, Doe would be above it. I'm not gonna lie to you, Doe would be above it. Oh yeah, and the base is actually pretty straight on this. It's not like crazy. It's not as good as its mode, obviously, but the base isn't like complete garbage. Next up we have Rubber. Rubber's like terrible. Rubber's terrible. You hold F and you counter that shit. It's bad, bro. No, I'm not even gonna like talk about that one. It's terrible. DS Rubber. I got it as worse than Magnet, I'm not gonna lie. The mode, like, you'll see it in the video that's probably gonna post in like 2 days or something. Like, I was using TS Rubber versus Dragon V2. TS Rubber's good against regular fruits, but anything in the top tier completely negs TSR. It has fallen so far out of the meta that it used to be in, and it's just rough. Because like you literally have to depend on Jet Pistol to combo start, and then even then your barrage leaves you in weird like 50-50 scenarios. And it's just iffy. But overall, still a really good fruit. It just like literally lacks the ability to stun trade. I'm not gonna lie, it's just its biggest downfall. Ope. Better than Venom, though these could be interchangeable depending on how good you are with either one, and especially considering like Kalo in like tournament mode is like more of Ope's thing because you're stuck in a small area, but like in an open map, Venom usually takes it because they can literally sit outside of it unless the Ope knows how to, like, you know, do the cheese of teleporting somebody outside of your room inside of your room and then getting back in time to, like, you know, punish them and stuff, which is a goated tech. If you don't know you can do that, you can do that. But overall, like, if it's in an open map, Venom has a way better chance of winning. But in terms of just like a regular map, like Ope goes crazy. It's extremely strong and like it's good. And like has some of the best mobility in the game. Like even without your Soru, like usually that's when somebody takes the chance to attack you, you still have Shambles, so you could just get out of the way, which is like, and then Mess, which is literally free stun once you take your opponent's heart. You have Gamma Knife, which has a stupid hitbox. Hurricane Shock just bypasses block, and you have your rocks, which force your opponent to constantly stay on guard. It's just a perfectly set up mythical and like gives Ope the respect that it deserves. Gas, I put it behind Bomb. Actually, nah, yeah, I put it above Bomb. I ain't gonna lie. It's not up here with Falcon, but it's above Bomb. I'll give it that. Not really much of an explanation I could do. It's just like if you manage to catch your opponent, it could do some pretty good damage as compared to these two fruits, but it's not really consistent in catching your opponent. Next up, we have Mara. After the buffs, I'm pretty sure it's decent. I'll put it at the bottom of A tier because I haven't actually tested it for myself. I refuse to use that fruit. We like, everybody just knows Mara is kind of buns right now. Maybe they made it better, but maybe I should test it out. Somebody in the comments tell me if you actually use Mara and if the changes that they made are actually good. But you know, I still haven't used Mara, but I still think it's better than Gas. Don't get me wrong. Next up, we have Dragon V2. Because I know people are going to skip straight to the end of the video, so I might as well not do it last. Dragon V2, best fruit in the game, in mode, like in a route, like it has a goated base, a goated mode, even Opes, it can fight extremely well against them unless they just get completely like psyched out by the Ope. Don't get me wrong, it's very possible for an Ope to beat a Dragon V2. I've done it myself in videos, but in general, Dragon V2 has the most consistent ability to beat every fruit in the game, and it most likely will be catching a nerf in the next update. It does need slight nerfs, but I don't think it needs crazy nerfs. It's strong like it's supposed to be. It's Kaido's fruit, but I mean, definitely deserving of #1 fruit in the game as it stands right now, but in the future it could be overtaken by something really cool like a Doe Awakening or something. And the last fruit, we have String. String is better than paw in my opinion. Honestly, I don't know if it's better than TSR in my opinion. It's definitely not better than magma in my opinion. So I'll just leave it right here. I'd say interchangeable between these two, but because of TSR's mode being buns, I'd rather just give it to string. I'm not gonna lie, and string can actually stun trade properly. So yeah, I'll probably just give it to string. And yeah, this is pretty much it for the tier list. You got your foreign Z tier, your Dragon V2, Ope, Venom, Nika. Then you have Leopard, Doe, Lightning, Magnet, Dragon V1, Phoenix, Magma, String, TSR, Gravity. Then you have Paw, Light, Dark, Quake, Falcon. What's this fruit called again? What the freak? How did I forget what Mara's called? Holy. Gas, Bomb, Ice, Sand. Then you have Barrier, Smoke, Rubber, and then you have Chop, which is low-key a sleeper fruit. Deserves to be an S tier. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for my tier list. I hope this had helped you guys like decide on how good you think your fruit is. Honestly, I do think that any fruit that's around the same tier can be any fruit, like maybe like one tier above it if you play well enough. It just kind of depends on the players, because you know, half the people in this game don't know how to use their F button, so it kind of like, you know, does them dirty. But I mean, it kind of it is what it is type moment. That's pretty much it for the video, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hope this helped you out, and yeah, tell me what you guys think about my tier list down in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.